Welcome to the weather forecast for the week beginning Wednesday, July 19th, 2023. This is Chief Meteorologist John Ensworth in a very remote location, miles from anywhere. Tuesday, July 25th will be our first quarter moon, looking beautiful in the evening sky. Sun is really active right now. Tremendous number of sunspots going on, so the space weather is hot. And if we take a look at July 13th, I guess we lost the previous one. We had a little drought in the southeastern part of the state. We are now completely 100% drought free. Even with the lack of precipitation for most of a month, everything was so far ahead out west that the plants are really healthy, and we have driven over much of southern Colorado over the last day, and everything is green. There's grass on everything, and this is mid-July. That's pretty crazy. Looking nationally, from June 27th to July 11th, go back again, you can see lessening of the drought throughout the entire west, and the shifting of the drought a little bit northward in the Great Plains, but even there it's getting eroded. Smoke, we still have Canadian fires going on, largely in the western part of the nation and up kind of towards Alaska. So there's smoke everywhere in the U.S., so at least a little haze. But the real thick stuff currently is not making it into the state. The precipitation over the last 7 days was largely convection, thunderstorms popping up and trailing. Most of it was on northwest flow, so you can see how the rain traces go northwest to southeast. On a few spots are heavy, but for the most part not much. Western side of the state still pretty dry. We need to turn on that southwest North American monsoon to get moisture over there again, and it shows signs of maybe doing so. March to present, severe weather chances, April and May. In June, you can see it really peaks in June. That in July, I think, do we have another one? Yes. Third week of July, it's still lingering, and we are having it. We are still getting severe weather on the plains. In fact, we're under a severe thunderstorm watch right now where I am. Fourth week of July, get a bonus. It's finally lessening, but it still has a nose into northern Colorado. So looking at Wednesday, we had severe stuff just to the east. Thursday, severe came back into the metro area and included even the foothills communities. We have, for Thursday, a chance of large hail pretty much everywhere. Longmont, Broomfield South, out to Greeley, and down to the southeastern part of the state. And tornado chances from pretty much Longmont down the interstate and out to the southeast. So yeah, Friday, marginal risk. That could be a little stronger when we finally get there. All right, looking at the surface forecast map for Wednesday, just general thunderstorms, severe stayed out east. For Thursday, severe comes back right into the plains, and potential heavy flooding rains under the thunderstorms. And then it does quiet down a lot on Friday with isolated severe weather. For the next 10 days, normal high temperature and normal low are at their peak, 90 degrees and 60 degrees, not changing. Good chances of rain up front, and then it becomes more every afternoon, kind of a heartbeat pulse of precipitation when the daytime heating peaks. Pretty good amount of moisture over the west. Here is some of the monsoonal stuff starting. It's getting into southern Arizona. You can see a lot of dry air still around, so we need to see that moisten up more and start getting moisture up this way. This is some Pacific moisture, and then the cold front yesterday brought in surface moisture. So notably, we just have this big high pressure in the west. I believe I heard Phoenix hit 120 or broke that record. I'm not sure, but I will see if I can remember to mention it next time. Thursday, we have lots of active weather all over the place. And then the pattern kind of goes to this. We have this big high over Nevada, Arizona, Grand Canyon area, big huge ridge in the west. That puts us in the northwest flow. I've mentioned a number of times that even if you get some heat and a little bit of moisture, any little ripple coming down in the flow like this will kick off storms. So we get storms definitely in the afternoon, but even other times of the day. It can be a surprise 2 a.m. storm or a 5 a.m. storm. So over the next 14 days, watch the ridge center here as it wobbles out to the west. And we are in northwest flow. Really builds. There's by Saturday. Giant high. Giant ridge. Not doing much. Comes back to the four corners by next week, and this is where that tropical moisture might start getting pulled in around the high and into western Colorado and into the mountains, giving us some stuff too. The ridge flattens out across the southern states by Friday the 28th or so, and by next weekend it reestablishes itself over, looks like, Utah. I forgot the state for a moment. Take a look at temperatures. You can see these big blooms of purple are the afternoon thunderstorms. There is a bit of a cold front coming down at the end of the week here, and cool air trying to get across the Red River into northern Texas. But then the heat comes back for Colorado. Afternoon thunderstorms with the blue blobs. Be right there. And lots of heat by Tuesday, Wednesday. We could break 100 for the first time at the beginning of next week. We'll see. Some cool air in the Pacific Northwest. Afternoon thunderstorm cooling again. There's the thunderstorms again, then cooling, and out to the end of next week. The heat is rolling around in the western states. For moisture, you can see the moisture making all those thunderstorms earlier. You can see this belt of moisture across the state. For Friday into the weekend, the eastern side of the state gets scoured out, and we're kind of total atmospheric moisture goes down and get pretty dry, and then we hit the superheat on Monday, Tuesday. Dry air is easier to heat. Moisture takes some of the energy to stay moist in vapor state, moisture in vapor state. Then the moisture comes back, definitely with this ribbon coming through here by middle to late next week. Against surface moisture, you can see 50 dew points. This is what's fueling the severe weather on Thursday. 50s, go to low 50s, and then you get some 40s, and some dry air comes in over the weekend, so that shuts down the storm chances. And then by Monday, Tuesday next week, you can see we're really dry. 50s aren't far, and then the 50s start to come back in for middle to late next week. It's moist with the lower atmosphere again. So looking at the storms, here's Wednesday, here's Thursday's outbreak. And away it goes. Then Saturday we're dry. Sunday we're dry. And Monday. And then finally get some of that moisture in the western slopes. It's not big, it's not much, but you can see this little thread of activity coming up from western Mexico through Arizona and into the state. So by the end of next week, we do get some thunderstorms, but not much. There was also a hurricane showing up right at the end there. So over the next 5 days, eastern plains and mountains get most of the action. Western slopes kind of miss out. A little bit more in the west, but more in the east still. At least this is better than just totally blank. All right, so we start the week at 80s, cool to the 70s on Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, pretty dry, getting pretty hot. 90s are normal, and here we are Monday, Tuesday, pushing 100 degrees Fahrenheit. It's possible, so I'm going to be conservative and leave it 99, but it's only one more degree. So Longmont Leader, Broomfield Leader has great local news and frequent weather updates from me. So this has been Chief Meteorologist John Ensworth saying, keep looking up.